Ready to secure your React project? We are building a job application with the login, dashboard and private routing. Let's start the coding part of it. So last time we made it, this is dashboard, and here we can browse the job. Job will become from the service, and this is coming from the live service from the Go language REST service. So that we already made it. You guys can check out the Go language playlist also. Here we can filter it. Suppose I want to search a Go language job, apply filter, I got the Go language related job only. We can reset it. Once we reset, it should be get back the previous job only. Okay, so this much we done. So now we need to make the sign in page. First we'll design the login page. After that we will make the Redux call and coordinate with the Go language API. Login page we have already here, or we can make a login component also that we can use into login page. Do we have? We does not have, so that's fine. We can make it over here only. So we need to be design the login page into Tailwind component. Tailwind is the utility class that we already gone through it. It's very easy also. You can go in a Tailwind website. There you can search it anything like background, border, padding, margin. Easily we will get it all the utility class related to what we are searching it. Same thing we will make it over here also. So first we need to make some local state. Okay, local state means use state. We can use it some custom hook also, some third party hook also, like use form we have, or we can make it our own with the help of useState, useEffect, and we have the event also. So right now we are making it our own only. So this is our useState hook, and it will hold a default initial value is email and password. For validations we have, this is validations, email ID and password, both are optional, but we will get an object of it. So this we will use it. So first we will make the layout of it. So in the layout we have some divs, and here you can see these all are the Tailwind classes. Meaning is we have minimum height, whatever height we have, the screen height, flex, display flex, item center, the align item center, justify item center, P6 means padding 6. Okay, and this is came into REM. BG means background, gray color, and this is the 50 is the palette. So we have different color palette. We can choose it, one of them also. All this information we can get it from there also, or guys, as you will type it, you will get a suggestion also. Suppose I'm typing it over here, text. Here we can see these all are Tailwind suggestions. How I will get it this one? Because I used actually one of the extensions. So you can use it any extension of the Tailwind, and you will get it as a hint also over here. Below this one heading tag, we will make the form tag. Inside in it form we have the 2 input tag and 1 button. So this will become like a way. And input tag, already we made a custom control, guys. If you remember the common control, that we will use it. Handle submit we need to write down. Button also we made it already, that we can use it from here. Loading we can write down, that can be come from the state. So let's make one of the custom hooks that we call use auth, and hook we are making here. Here we'll make use auth TSX. Okay, and inside in it, and here we'll write down export constant use auth. Here first we need to be dispatch it, because as we submit our form we should be use the dispatch. So we have already our own method of dispatch that we will use it over here. After that we require navigation also. So we'll use navigate equal to use navigate. Okay, and use navigate is the function of React router DOM. So that we will use to redirect on a dashboard after the successful login. Okay, after that we required selector, and to selector we required the router slices. These things I will use it later. For right now I'll make a one simple object. This object is nothing, guys. User null, loading is false, and error is null. So these property will use it. Finally we will return all this property. So we'll use it user loading, we want it to be return it, or I can say auth loading, auth error. Okay, these 3 things will be written, and this hook we will use it over here. Constant object we will receive use. Here we'll get the 3 state of these object, or here I can use loading only, error only. I don't need to be rename it. I don't need to use the aliases of it. This name is also good, and these 3 name I will get it over here as a destructure of these property. Okay, and loading, we will get it from there, right? Once we will submit our form, we will get a loading, and this name will be changed. Now we need to be write down these two event also. And one more thing, if we get some error, we need to be write down the error message also. And error message we can write down over here. Alert message also we need to make it, that is custom component. Let's make this one also, and we have two event, handle submit. First we will define the handle submit. Handle submit, it's simple, handle submit equal to, this is correct. We don't want to submit our form, we wanted to make it simple only, and that's it. Later on we will define all the functionality of it. We have one more, that is called handle change. Handle change, we need to make a functions very similar what we made it earlier. We have HTML input, this is correct. We will get the target and the value. This one is also fine. After that we need to set the form data, right? And if we have some app, and we need to set the validation message also, that means this message, this validation error message also. Here we will define it same as it is what we had it on the top. So I can write down in this way also. The previous, whatever the object we have, whatever the new name will come, we will actually undefine it. So once we change it, okay, after that, once we submit, we will actually revalidate again. First we need to define this alert message. Alert message is common component. Here we will make it, we will make a new folder, alert message. Inside in it, we will create a new file, alert message.tsx. Here we will make RFC, this is component alert message. What kind of type alert message can be? So it can be info, warning, error, all this type we will define into TypeScript. Another is we will actually define the interface for the props. What kind of data this alert can be accepted? It can be take the type, message, we could be have the close button also, or if somebody wanted to write down their custom class, they can actually pass it also. So these will be the type. And here we will write down react.fc, means function component. Here we can pass this type, right? So this is done. Here we can pass it all the whatever the type we are passing, these are the variables, we will receive it over here, and later on we will use it also. Apart from that, below inside in it we have the layout of the divs. So these are the layout. From this function we will actually generate some class name also. Dynamically we'll generate a class name according to whatever the type we will have it. So that function we can define on the top of the component here. According to whatever the type we will pass it. If the success, these are the classes. If the error, these are the classes. So these class name will be come over here. And X, okay, we need to be get it from the icon also, so that we can actually close it also, the icon, so that we can close the alert also. So this is done. Apart from this, all this code, I used it over here, one animation also. And this animation we will write down into Tailwind configurations. In the Tailwind configuration, guys, if you wanted to extend existing style or we wanted to write down our own style, we can write down over here. So here we will define the two things. One is the keyframe and one is the animations. This is the keyframe slide-in that we will use it over here in animations. This slide-in has the two property from and to that will actually do the animations here. Now let's test this alert message into login page. So here we will define our alert message. This one type is error, and message is whatever the message we will pass it, that message will become. And one more thing, guys, this message will become from the service only. Whatever the service we will call the API, that message will become. Validation we will show this below of the text box only. Whatever the error message will become on the UI, that we are writing on below of the input box only. But this error message will become from the API only. So for testing purpose, I'm just using it over here. And here we will pass some message testing error message, so that we can see look and feel of alert message. We'll go there and we can see this is coming. And when I refresh it, it coming little animation also. You guys saw it also, right? It is coming from the top. If we will pass on close, then we will see the cross button also. Otherwise, it will see like a, okay. And this is our login page. Here we have email and password. User will click on the login and our form will be submitted. After the alert message testing, let's remove this one. We will actually write down the validation also. Validation we have very simple. Email ID should be with the proper format, and password we have some character like minimum character, or we can write down any other validation also. So right now I'm just writing down the basic validation, but we can extend it also. So this will be the function for validations. Here we will validate email ID. We will write down in a util file. We already have one of the folder is utils. Here we'll create. So we'll create a one file validations.ts. Inside it, we'll create all the validations. So right now I'm just creating the validation email. Right now I'm creating the validate email. So this is the validation. This is simple regex, guys. So you will get it over the internet also. Simple regular expression we are validating. Whatever the string we will pass, we are validating. It will give the true or false. And this we will import from that particular functions. After that, this validation form, we will use it over here. If this is true, that means actually our form is valid. If it is false, we will actually won't we do anything. Once it is valid, then we should call the login functions, and login function we will create into user auth only. So here we'll create a login functions, and from this login function, guys, we will call the thunk call. So here we'll create constant login. This is fine, but email ID and password we will get it from type, and type we will create. Do we have any type folder? Yes, we have. Here we will create. So we'll create a new file that is called auth.types.ts. Here we'll create all the authentication related type. The first time I'm creating is login credentials. Here we'll get the email and password, because that we will use it further in the Redux call also. So we'll make a interface over here. Here we will create a user also, because once I log in it, I will get the user response, or while actually creating the user also we require a user response also, so that we will get it over here. So that user response we will get it in this format. After that, we will get the auth response also, so that we will use it over here. In auth response we get the token or user information also we can get, that we will use it from this interface. Okay, this one we will use over here. Here we'll write down credentials, login credentials will become from the type. After that, here we'll use the try and catch. If might be some exception will become, we should be handle out it properly also. So try catch block, and we should be have finally also. Why I'm using finally? Because we have the loading, so that will be take care if we wanted to be make the loading also false. So here we will use it. Now inside in it we'll create a two state, one for the loading, one for the error message. So these are the state, and here I will use it import react, and this one and we'll use as auth loading. Okay, and here I will use the auth error, authentication error. This one we will use as a below. Later on I will change it. Now these are the two state we made it. Now once the login will be click, then we will show the loading state. This is the loading state. And once the final will be clicked, then we should be actually disable the loading state also. So this is locally we are doing the loading state false also. Even we can do all these things from the API also. So over here we need to create a login method into user auth. We need to write down constant head and login. This would be a functions that we will make it, and this will be return login handle login. Right? In this function we will receive a parameter of the username, password, or either it could be the email password. Okay, anything we can take it. So here we will make a type inside in it. This is the type username and password. And guys, over here we are taking username, not email ID, so I need to change it. And this validation is also not required as of now, but later on might we will use it when we will use the email ID in the register. Okay, when we'll create the user registration. Here we'll use the username. This is the one place. All this place we will change. This is not required anymore. This is label. We can say okay, username only we can directly say. Type will be the text. This is name. This is correct. This is correct, and I think all are fine. Now we'll go there. Now this we need to add. This is added. Now here we need to write down logic. First thing is this function we need to pass to another function. We should always write down with the use of the use callback. So here we will wrap this function in this bracket, and here we'll write down dependency. Okay, and what should be the dependency? Dispatch, because we will use it over here. Navigate also will use. Once the user successful login, it will redirect to the some other page. Okay, here inside it we need to define the dispatch it, and after the successful done, it should be redirect on dashboard. And to redirect on dashboard, we can use route, that is the constant we already have, that we can use it also. And next thing is we need to define the, as we already defined the service also. This is a service, this is the API, which is job service. Similar to that, we will define the auth service. Here we'll create auth.service.ts file. Inside in it, we will create a class file this time. Okay, this is not a component. We can create a class file. We can make the object of it also, and we can utilize it also. Let's use the power of JavaScript, object oriented. So here we will make it class. We close this one. auth service. Inside it, we will take a token key. Why we need to be required token key? Because we will store our token into local storage or session storage. That time with this key will be help out us. First, we will define a login functions, async login. Here we will receive the same credentials what we made it. And guys, here we don't need to define a function expression in the class. Directly we can make the function. Okay, and this things I will add it over here. Now we need to make it try and catch. Always write down try catch where you feel it that chances of that error could become. And we will define a handle throw. Handle throw functions, we will make it a common function that will all the API of authentication related thing we will hand it over here. So whatever the error, we will get it, that we will pass over here, and that error message we can make it new error message, or we can actually or we can return it unexpected also. If a message we will get, we will return it from here. Otherwise unexpected error occurred, this message we will custom error message we will send on UI. Okay, or we can throw it also in component. We need to be handle it also. Anyway, we can make it also. Okay, now we need to make a few standard method. This is get, this is set, this is remove token. Means we are setting getting the token on the local storage, right? So this is also simple one. After that, we need to make a API call. In API call, we will use await. So definitely the function is async, that is there. We'll use API dot post, and API should be come from, this is correct. We'll use the post is a method. Here we'll use the auth response. Whatever the response will become, we will make, and that auth response also we can make into the whatever the type we made it over here. Okay, so this could be this one, or might be the user won't become, so we can make the token only. It's up to us how the backend we implemented. According to that, you will get a authentication response. Next thing is we need to make a slice. We will make it here. Here we will make auth slice or login slice. We will write down auth slice. Here inside it will make the user creation, forget password, or some other also. All are the related to authentication. So we'll make auth slice.ts. Inside in it, first we need to define the our state. So this with the state. User we need to make, and user we can make into this type. Okay, so here I'm just making the basics. Later on we will change as per the backend response. We will change it also. We'll increase or decrease the property. So this user we will get it from the type user token status, ideal loading success failed. This could be the status of the API. If we got an error message, that will also we will store it over here. Okay, after that we should be define our initial state also. This would be the initial state, and we require authentication service also. And service we already made it, just now we are making it. And here I will just comment it. I will later on actually extend it once I will make the thunk call. So inside and over here. Here this is service is actually what is it? Actually service means class file. Service is class file. So definitely we need to make the object of it also, right? So let's make the object. This is simple object, new auth service, whatever the class name. This is the object name, and that object we can access into slice. Next one, we need to create a slice. So we'll create auth slice equal to create slice. Inside in it, we will actually give some name, any name guys we can give, that will appear into the Redux toolkit, that will appear into Redux dev toolkit. Here we will pass the initial state and the reducer. This is reducer. There we can set it all these things, or we can set it actually after the service implementations. Okay. Final thing is we should be exported also as a reducer. So we'll say export default auth slice dot reducer. Next one, we need to make a thunk method for the login user. Make export constant login user equal to create async thunk. Here we will give the name, and that name will be appear into Redux dev toolkit auth login. After that, we'll give the async, and here in the parameter we need to give some value. Okay, the first value is credentials. The first value is what we will receive it. We will receive the credentials. Okay, so this credential will receive it. After that, if we have something like reject with value or something like we wanted to dispatch it from here, we will write down there. So this one we will add it. Now here we'll define our logic. So logic is also simple. First we have the try catch. This is correct. Auth service already we made it. Login we already have the method. Inside in it we will pass the credential, and credential we receive from the component, right? Whatever the response will become, that we will write down over here. If the response will be failure, we will reject with the failure and we will announce it from here. Now with this login state, we will make the extra reducer. So here we'll make it extra reducer builder. This is correct also. Inside in it, we need to define it. And what we need to define it? We need to define builder dot login state. Login is pending, fulfilled, rejected, what we wanted to do. All the state we need to write down. Okay, let's see one by one. This is correct. When we pending, loading should be the loading and null. This is correct. When we succeed, this is also correct. Payload, okay, we need to check this one. Okay, token also will get, and even we can set the error null also. This is done. After that we have the reject state also. In the reject, we should write down similar to this one, and here we'll write down the failed only. Now we need to check the type, why the type is mismatched. Let's see. We have user, this is user can be null or the user is the type. User type wise is correct and token is correct. Let's see inside in it login functions. Yeah, we didn't implement this one. We need to implement the login functionality in the service. So here we'll write down constant data await API dot post. We need to post the API login and password. We need to post it. Whatever the response will become, that will be the type over here. Inside in it, we need to give the endpoint, and endpoint is API endpoint dot auth dot login. This will be the endpoint, and that endpoint already we made into over here constant. And guys, we don't require auth. We will directly login it. Here also we don't require. Here also not required. Later on we will change it, but as of now I remember in the backend we don't require any auth keyword. Here we need to give it one of the type that we can give it as a auth response, and auth response also we make that is the token only. That's also fine. Now after this one we should be pass the payload also, and payload is credentials. This is done. Now this data will become, from this data we need to return it also. So we'll say return data. Okay, so we should set, before the return data we should set the token also. So this is the token, and token where we are setting it, we are setting into local storage, right? So this part is done. Now if you'll see there, this error is resolved, but still we can see user is actually we does not have. So user can possible to come, still user is not coming. The user may or may not be come. So as I remember in the backend we does not well get the user, so that's why I commented earlier. That's fine. So we will get only token only. So we will make it in this way only. Okay. So this is our thunk request is done, guys. Now as per flow, this is our login page. From here we will handle submit. We will click. Once we submit, then we should send a request, right? And the request will become from this login. This is the method of the use auth. So let's integrate this one also. So this method we will call it over here. Await login. Inside it we will pass the form data. This is done. Now in the use auth hook we need to define the dispatch also. So here we will define the dispatch. So here also, guys, we can make the try catch, because chances it, if anyway we find out that any chances could be the come for error, we should be define the error handling. Okay, the proper error handling we should be having in any programming language. And if we got something, we should be null, because we wanted to be return it back something. And if we get something over here, here we will also return it. Here we will define it constant result equal to await dispatch login user. What we made it the async thunk, that one. Credential, we need to define it. And this one is giving error because it should be async, so we'll make it over here async. This is coming fine. Return. Over here we will return it also result if we wanted to return it also. Okay, so this is done. Now once we click on that form, we will submit it, we will get a request over here, credential will get it, and once we dispatch it, if everything is success, we will navigate it also, right? And here also we can check if result is we get back, then only we should navigate. Otherwise, why we should be navigate also, right? So this is done. Now let's test it also on browser. This is login page guide, what we made it through the Tailwind. And to log in it, we required ABC and password is 123. So we'll give it first proper name ABC, and this is the password, and we'll inspect it also so that we can inspect the network call. So once we're done, we can see we get it the dashboard layout. So that means login is successfully done, and we got a token also. And token we are saving into applications. Right here we have token. Right. So this is done. Now the next part is we should have secure routing. Okay, because anybody without login, it should not be go inside in it. So we should make the secure routing. Let's make this one also. Secure route, we will make one more folder in component. We'll make auth, and inside in it we'll make a folder protected route. We'll make a private route. Okay, that concept you guys heard about it also. Make the private route to secure our routing. Okay, and here first we will define the interface. In interface we have the two things. This is the React children, and otherwise the required role. These are the two roles we have in our applications. Next thing is below we'll make it protected route. So these is the props, children and role, and these will be come from this props. We'll use it over here. Here we'll define it. First thing is we require locations. And why we require the location? Because we require the locations on a login page. Sometimes we have the return URL also. That's why we can find out the location and directly return it after the just login also on that particular page. Okay, after the authentications. Here we'll define here we'll get it user token. This is the token. That means it will tell us to user is authenticated or not. Next one is we require a user role, and user role also we will get it from the local storage only. And at the time of login, we require the user detail also. That information we can save into the local storage also. If user is not authenticated, we should navigate to the login page, and route already we have. Navigate is the one of the component that come from the React router DOM. Okay, that we can use it. Next one is if user is authenticated but he does not have the role, proper role, then we can navigate on the unauthorized route. This is also correct, guys. Okay, or we can redirect on the dashboard also. So this one I'm commenting for your reference purpose. If somebody wanted to redirect to unauthorized page, they can use it also over here. Okay, and if everything is fine, okay, if user is authenticated, authorization is also fine, then we will redirect on the children. Whatever the children we have, we will redirect it also. And finally we should be exported also the page. So this is our private route. This is our protected route, guys. Okay, now we need to use this protected route into routing, and this is our routing where we have, let's search it. Yeah, this is routing file. Here we need to use it. And for example, reset password. Reset password user should be resetted only after the user is authenticated. So here we can wrap it, this component inside in it, protected route. So we'll write down protected route, and here we can wrap it. Same way we can wrap it profile also. Cut and paste. This is also done. So these are the user, means actually they can without role also they can access it. Okay, what the thing that is actually for admin purpose. Okay, for admin purpose, whatever the thing is we have for admin purpose, that we can protect it, and we need to pass it required role also, because here in protected route we are asking the required role also. So for example purpose, let's make our page in the children of the dashboard only. So here we will make paths manage job, means job they can add it or delete, and inside in it we will write down element, and here we need to define protected route. This is fine, this is the div, but we can make a component also later on, and here we need to be write down the required role is admin. So if the login user role is admin, then only he can access into there. Otherwise he will redirect on the dashboard if he's authenticated. If he's not authenticated, then it should be redirect on the login page. Okay, so this is the way, guys, we can define and we can make the protected route in the React. So okay, so you guys have to do this much. I will commit all the source code. You can take the reference of project and kindly start and implementing other service. I already given some example of the login and the job list also. You can make the reset password, forget password, all are easy. You can just try to make it also. You can upgrade this project for the further learning purpose. Okay.